Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at developer feedback over on the Facebook page. I'll leave it linked in the description if you want to go and check it out. It happened about 2 or 3 days ago. I wasn't going to cover it, but then I've had a few people ask me about it. So I'm going to go through it, give some of my thoughts, and just basically show you guys what's happening because I know not everyone checks the socials. So let's get into it. Okay, so here we go, the notes, the developer feedback. Very text lengthy. You guys know I suck at reading. Gonna do my best. Feel free to check these out yourself, and I'll just give a bit of thoughts on them after we go through them. So as you can see, first one, very long. So our experience with the Overlord themed Abyssal Expedition has been pretty poor. Will there be changes coming to the official season, such as changes to the uneven resource distribution, mage team difficulties during early stages, and the high teamwork requirements of the new map, etc. So when they talk about the official season, this was like a beta season, and then I believe they're going to do a official season pretty much straight after, which gets touched on in a later comment. So the response. First of all, huge thanks to everyone for the feedback we received after the beta launch of the map. With the online data and various player feedback we received, we analyzed some core sticking points and plan to optimize the following 3 aspects in the next official season in order to improve everyone's experience. Map changes and optimization, making the space between the gate defenders not as long and winding. Also, the resource distribution will be adjusted, making it more reasonable. So basically, I think they're going to make it more straightforward to get to the gate defenders is pretty much what they're saying there. Improving cooperation and coordination in Abyssal Expedition by adding an initial starting point function that lets players decide which side they start on. And improving okay, so the thing about this is I don't know how this is going to work, whether you want to join the Abyssal Expedition really fast, because I feel like everyone's going to want to go the right side because the left side, which was the mage side, just sucked. So so I feel like everyone's going to want to dump on the same side. I don't know whether you're going to have 70 players on one side. We'll have to wait and see how that works, but like I said, we'll wait and see. And whether you could just rush everyone on one side and go straight to the boss. I feel like they're going to have set drop points, and you've just got to fill in the blank ones. So if you get there late, I feel like you're going to be reverted to the left side, which is going to suck for a lot of people anyway. So let's keep going. And then number 3, continuing to closely watch for class balance issues, ensuring players that prefer different classes are able to have positive and varied city, siege, and cultivation experiences. Now I think that's what they tried to do in this one with, like, obviously the bosses, like encouraging you to use mages and stuff like that, because they saw everyone was just pretty much going celerity, and that was the way to go. It would be a tricky thing to balance, so we'll have to see what other changes they can do with that. But that is that one. Moving on to the next one. When will the skin and frame from the Esperion Idols event winner Talene be released? Now I get asked this one a lot more than you'd think. So due to long production times, this skin is currently projected for release around February 2021, although the exact date will be announced in game. The avatar frame and Talene skin will both be released simultaneously. So it's coming, it's February, we'll get there. I'm keen to see it. I love Talene as she is, but it's sort of a tough one because Talene looks really cool. So I'm so keen to see what they do with it. Hopefully something, I hope they make her like a dark themed, like do an inverse, like make her like a Hyper Jane looking thing, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, next up is a question that I do see a lot as well. When I challenge the boss in the Twisted Realm, sometimes I'll be using the same lineup as another player and my heroes have higher levels than theirs. My total damage, however, is still less than theirs. Why is this happening? Currently, we've noticed that when challenging a boss, if Grizul is included in the lineup, and Grizul is very heavily in the meta at the moment for bosses, the final total damage can fluctuate widely. This is due to his skills. When he fights a boss, he can steal their attack power with his demonic assault, greatly increasing his damage output. The fluctuations can be influenced by various factors, including, although not limited to, the status of the boss when the attack lands, whether or not the skill is deflected by Ice Chimera's Blizzard, or whether or not the skill is interrupted as it's executed. So it's basically saying that Grizzle, he steals stats. There's all these different factors that like it can't land properly. I'm tipping if you've got like an attack break on the enemy, he's going to steal less attack, stuff like that. Not sure exactly how that's going to balance out, but we'll have to wait and see. Additionally, these factors aren't easy for players to manage or control, presenting the player with a potentially negative experience, so we have plans to optimize the Demonic Assault ability in the near future. I'm keen to see what this brings with them adjusting that ability, whether they're going to make it worse, better, whether Grizzle's going to just drop out of everything, or whether he's going to get improved. I'm keen to see how they balance it out and whether it'll affect him in other places of the game. We predict that once the optimization is complete, although the ability advantages will still be present when fighting against bosses, the factors that are causing the random damage fluctuations will be better controlled, ensuring the best possible usage without affecting its advantages. So they say it's not going to change. I'm keen to see how they do it. I think they just say that the attack he steals is based on like the boss's starting attack or something like that. I feel like that would be the easiest way to balance it out, and then you're not affecting him in the rest of the game, but we will have to wait and see. Moving on to the next one. Lucretia is so weak, will you make her stronger? I actually don't mind Lucretia. When I've been using her in the draft arena, I find her okay. She's definitely not as strong as Zafrael, and when you read her on paper, she seems like she's going to be incredibly strong, but she doesn't quite show out that way. So according to player feedback and our data analysis, Lucretia hasn't met our expectations since being released. In the near future, we aim to optimize her abilities, allowing her to maintain her current orientation while resolving some of the problematic skill mechanisms. Like I said, guys, I can't read. Cool. So they're saying we're going to get a Lucretia buff, which is cool. And I know a lot of people go, yeah, but I don't have her ascended, I'm not going to get her. Hey, I'm just cool because, you know, we've got the draft arena now, so it lets you play with these things. So I'm happy with that. We'll definitely cover it once they do that, because I'm always keen to see the buffs that they bring into the game. They're pretty good at doing regular buffs to heroes that they feel aren't, you know, quite competitive. So we'll see how that plays out. And then we go on to the next one, which is also about the Abyssal Expedition. So, and this is a complaint I see a lot, and I mean a lot, and I'm feeling it too. The Abyssal Expedition is running every single month. There is too much pressure on me, and especially for guild leaders, in anyone that's trying to like organize a guild for this, it's a hell of a lot. Even just for like players, like I don't help organize the Abyssal, but it just gets exhausting doing it. I don't know what your guys' vibes are. I feel like I've heard similar things from a few people, but their explanation does make sense on this one. The current Overlord-themed Abyssal Expedition has been put together by us in partnership with the IP owner for a special character crossover event. Due to copyright restrictions, the official season shall end before December 31st. So obviously that's when their agreement with Overlord ends. So they got to finish the Abyssal before then. So they've done the one that we just did, and now it looks like they're going to drop another one straight away because it's got to finish by the 31st, and this one is going to be ranked because they said the official season. Considering how much importance is placed on the Abyssal Expedition by players, we've temporarily added a beta season that has no leaderboards during the month of November. Once the official ranked season ends in December, we'll revert to the original routine of opening Abyssal Expedition every 2 to 3 months. Once the time rolls round, we will be pushing the boat out to design and produce even more new features, but at this point we will focus on rectifying the defects exposed by this beta season, as mentioned above. I struggled through that last bit, but basically what they're saying is they know it's hectic on players. Unfortunately, they wanted to do this Overlord themed one, and they put the beta one in there for testing, and then they got the official season coming up, which will be pretty much in the next few days, I'd say, or the next week. another season will launch, which will be the Overlord themed one. And then after that, they'll go back to every 2 to 3 months doing them. And it'll obviously be different maps because they'll no longer have that IP to use of the Overlord for this event. That's the way I'm reading it. So we'll have to wait and see. And then they say they will work on other features as well. But I believe that is the last one. Not a bad developer feedback. Let me know your guys' thoughts on it. I'm looking forward to the Lucretia buff. Personally, I'm always keen to see what they do. Getting like a rework on a hero is as good as a new hero for me because it lets you replay with things and have a look. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.